E aí, pessoal, quem tá falando aqui é o João Oliveira. Hoje a gente vai conversar um pouquinho com o Booster e trocar uma ideia, falar um pouquinho sobre expectativas dele pro ano, a carreira, enfim, eu espero que vocês gostem do nosso papo, nossos acompanhantes aí do VZone, todo mundo que vai acompanhar a entrevista depois. A gente vai bater um papo bastante legal hoje, então espero que vocês curtam bastante, depois aí dê aquele feedback maneiro que é sempre muito importante, fechou? So, Booster, thank you for receiving me, for receiving us. And first of all, right, I would ask you a favor. So,
Yeah.
can you learn earn for us how to pronounce your nickname in the right way, please?
Oh, what's that then? What nickname is that? Oh, my nickname?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, you mean like just Boaster?
Boaster, right?
Yeah, Boaster.
Okay, just two Brazilian fans know how to speak English.
Oh, there we go. Then. Boaster.
Okay, thank you, bro. So, just to start, I'd like to know from you how important is it for the players to be in our org, right? With sponsored by a renowned brand like Red Bull and this stuff, because how important is it, and how much impact it has when you sign with a team, right? How important is it for you?
I think it's really cool. You often see Red Bull involved with kind of major sporting events or big events in general worldwide, and to be able to have that brand and be a kind of involved with that brand and have it on your jersey whilst you're competing, and it's cool. As a player, it's something that you look for. You want to see stuff on your shirt. You want to have impact within the scene, and when you're competing and stuff, it's just it's a reason for a brand to kind of sponsor you. You want to be a winner, and that brand wants to have you want to have that brand on your shirt, and it just looks cool. You want to do stuff that when people take pictures, or if Red Bull, for instance, wants to say this is our history, then you can be within that history. So I think that's the main reason, one of the reasons at least.
Pretty cool, bro. And you participated in the Red Bull home ground last year, right? And I'd like to know from you, do you think this league is on the right track to grow and become a reference in the competitive scene?
For sure. I think we already don't have too many games on a stage, so throughout the year. So in order to be able to have more chances to compete on stage in front of big crowds and fans, and reason to go to other countries as well and compete in those countries, is the reason why I like being a pro. I want to meet these fans that watch me on their little, I don't know, phone screens or their computer screens or TV screens. I want to actually go and meet them in person, sign some stuff, and make an impact. So in order to do that, we need events happening. And Red Bull Home Ground, we did it in Japan, we've done it in Berlin, and both times we had fan meets. And it's crazy to see the kind of impact a person who just sits on their PC, on their chair, and just plays video games can have to a wider audience. So yeah, it was really fun. And also more reps on stage is good practice, and it's good experience, and it's good fun.
Okay, got you. So this next one is interesting because you guys this year faced Derke for the first time since his recent departure from Fnatic, right? So what was it like to be on the positive side after so long together and be playing against him for the first time?
Well, it's interesting because obviously our first ever trophy was with Derke, and it was in lock-in, and it was against Loud, and it was against Less. And now this time, the next time I've ever had to face Derke, he's actually playing with Less as well. So I was like, okay, we need to ban Icebox, get rid of that map, because I know they both love that map. And I think it's interesting also because I've played with Derke for years now. I know a lot about of him and personality inside and out of the game. And to play against him felt a bit different. It's a bit strange because obviously I only ever played with him, really. But it was a challenge and it was a really fun game for me. And yeah, I think obviously getting the win as well was really beneficial for us, and we and getting the comeback as well. And also I played Unreal that game. I don't know why. So it was really fun. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, it's really fun for the fans too. So, and
Mm.
still on the topic of Dirk, what are the main difference between him and Kaajak, like in terms of characters, right? Because as you said, you ever played with him, and
Mm.
it's different play styles, right?
Yeah, they're complete different play styles. Kayak can be aggressive, but I think Derke is like a different level of aggression. He loves to go forward. He loves to take fights. Kayak, on the other hand, does love to take fights. He's got a really crazy mechanically gifted aim with his when he want, like I've seen it when he does Kovacs and stuff. It's insane. And actually, when I see it in scrims, his aim is actually insane. But I think it's like they're both two different personalities, different cultures. And then in the game, they play different styles too. It's really interesting. Duelists seem to suit their place, their personality. For instance, at Aspas, he's kind of chill when I see him play, and he doesn't do anything too crazy, but he gets the easy kills, you know. And he does a lot of leaning back, relaxing. And when I see him play on some maps, he's kind of just holding his angle, doing his job. Whereas Derke, he can be quite kind of like fiery of personality, and so he's kind of going in crazy in the game. And then Kai's kind of in between, sometimes a bit fiery, sometimes a bit chill, and I can kind of see that as well. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, both are pretty good playing, man. But
Mm.
it's as you said, it's different play styles, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and instead of talking about VCT, right? Teams have strengthened and are brought in big names from other regions. Like as you said, the Vitaly has Les and Carmine
Mm.
has Sadhack. So
Mm.
they brought these big names from other regions. And I would like to know from you, in your opinion, is this the most difficult time to become a VCT MEA champion or to secure a spot in the international championships?
I think so. I think the competition has improved so much since last year and even the year before that. I think there's new, younger kids, players who are super hungry to perform and do well. And also, yeah, we brought in an IGL in Sardak all the way from the NA region. So like I now have to compete against Sardak more than I normally did. So that's always fun because obviously Sardak was a really good IGL, and when we were playing against him in Loud, it was often quite a close match. And also, they beat us in the most recently at LA in champs twice. So it was a really it's cool to have him here, to be fair, and he's really nice too. And so yeah, it's just there's just a lot. I think the teams have gotten better. And the meta has changed too. And it's that whoever can adapt to the meta the best can look the best too. So there's so much happening every kind of month or every few months. It's crazy.
Okay, got you. And as you said, you played against Sadhack and Les in other opportunities. And
Mm.
man, this is a tough question. This is a difficult question because we Brazilians are still mad with you because of locking in 2023.
Yeah.
And it's hard for our hearts because it was a good game against Laude and you won from a comeback, right? And
Mm.
I know you already said about it, about the comeback, about
Mm.
this title, but I would like to know and hear from you when you won the Lock in Brazil against Laude. What was the biggest difficult to you faced in achieving the comeback?
Yeah. I think it was we when we were 2-0 up, we and then we lost 2-1, and the crowd was so loud. and then we lost 2-2. And this memory, I always remember, like I took my earphones out and it was like so loud. It was the loudest I've ever heard a crowd before. And I was like getting excited, but also panicking a little bit because obviously we were 2-0 up and now we're 2-2. And then we went into the third map and we are, 10-3 down. A tactical pause has happened. I remember I was sitting like this, like the picture, and I remember seeing the crowd with the red lights on them, and they were all moving, going crazy. And I was just thinking, like, to myself at that time, I was like, wow, this is such a cool moment in my life. Like, I know I'm losing right now, but this is crazy to be a part of this. And then when we did start the comeback as well, it was just like, I wasn't believing until Derke got his clutch, and then Alfia got that 1v2 against Aspas and I think it was Les or Kawazine, one of them. And I was like, oh my goodness, now we're believing. And then we managed to do it as well. And it was just crazy. I know we upset a lot of fans out there. I remember I've seen the Twitch video of like the people crying like in their their Sage cosplay and stuff. Yeah, I mean, when I look back at it, it's like the biggest memory ever, probably in my life. And yeah, it was just, I'd like to go back to Brazil again and compete again. And you know what, I'll play loud again and maybe they can beat us this time. And then you guys can be happy again.
Yes, we lost in the first time, but it was a pretty nice game. Like the comeback was insane, bro. And just like you said, I want to know from you, imagine a rank of titles in your career, right? And do you consider this the biggest one you've won in Valorant so far?
Oh, well, lock-in.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think lock-in was a crazy tournament. There was 32 teams or 36 teams, I can't remember. Like so many teams. It was like crazy format where if you lose, you're out. And we had quite a crazy hard run as well. Sentinels first. Then we actually had Furia, and they were looking pretty good at the time, especially on Haven. They almost beat us. They were winning at one point with their Viper comp. And then yeah, it was just a crazy tournament. I think Masters Tokyo was also a big one, which was right after it, but that year was a crazy year for us. Obviously I want to win champs, but also right now I just actually want to make it to Toronto and then try and win Toronto, and then I can think about champs.
Okay. Yeah, and then just to finish, Buster, I'd like to know if you can talk about a little bit more about your expectations for this year. You said you want to go to Masters again and maybe, who knows, win a champion. What is your expectations from this season?
I think in comparison to last year I had too many expectations of grandeur, like too many. I thought we were going to win trophies last year, and it really took a toll on my mental health. So this year I just made it my goal to, my expectations are to like enjoy playing again, and whatever happens, happens. So for me, like obviously I want to win a trophy, and I want to compete on the international stage. But I think for me right now, it's just to enjoy Valorant, make it to an international stage, so make it to Toronto, and then go from there. If we win a trophy, that's great. Like it's nice to win again, but I'm not going to put too much pressure or too much stress on it. I've learned from my losses, and I know how to lose now, and losing can happen. You know, there can only be one team that wins, and the odds of you winning are already really, really low. So you got to just be grateful of the situation that you could even compete and play in these tournaments. So that's my goal. I just want to make it and then go from there and just enjoy it. And if we win, woohoo!
Okay, gotcha. And you are in the right way. Like in the VCT, you are 3-0, right? You are pretty good playing. And if you can leave a message for the Brazilian fans, from the people who are watching this interview, you have this space for you.
All right. Thank you for all the support. I hope to come to Brazil again and compete against all your teams. I'm sure you've got some new, fresh faces who are hungry to play against us and hungry to get revenge for Loud back in 2023. And yeah, I hope to give you another great game, another great show. I've just recently beaten less. I'm looking for Sardak now, so don't worry. I'll make sure they come back to NA regions for you guys. Okay? No, I'm joking.
So Booster, I'm really thank you, bro, for receiving me again and for this time talking. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was lovely. Thank you. I appreciate your questions, and always appreciate the Brazilian fans as well.
Okay, we are really mad because of Lucky, but I'm pretty sure the guys love you and they have too much consider for Fnatic. This fan base is too loud here in Brazil and one of the biggest from European teams. So thank you again. I hope you have a great season, be happy playing, and please do not do this with Brazilian teams again, bro.
Okay, I will, bro. I will. I'll try my best.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very
you, bro.